What's going on, guys? As always, guys, drop a one in the chat. All right, one in the chat. I'll get around to you. If there's no one, guys, we're not going to come around to anyone. Just want to get in, get these webinars done, get you guys on the right path. All right, we'll fly away from there. Fletch, let's start with you, my man. What's going on?
Morning, mate. How are you?
Good, brother. Good.
But I am struggling to get my head in the game. I don't know
Okay. Yeah.
why, but it's just over the last couple of weeks getting back into it.
Yep.
I think I'm allowing a lot of tasks to like pile up, and then when I think about it, it really stresses me out, and then I just
Yeah.
don't do anything about it.
Yeah. Okay.
We were talking about it yesterday.
Yeah.
That's what I sort of realized. But yeah, I mean, I know what I need to do. I basically just need to write down everything I need to do
Mm-hmm.
and start ticking shit off. And there's small shit like I haven't done my tax from last year. That's just like some, big thing that just keeps piling up and stresses me out. But it takes 2 seconds to fucking send a statement to my fucking account. And then that's
Yeah, 100%. 100%. We can like let these things kind of like layer on top of each other, right? And they become more significant than what they actually are, right? And I think for you now, it's that day by day, because when you were operating at your best, if you reflect back on that time, what did that look like for you? What do you think? It was
yeah.
probably
I mean,
just in your calendar and seeing it and doing it, right? Like that was
yeah,
probably, yeah, yeah,
yeah. Um, yeah, I think I got to recognize that I have like I don't know, my brain is very I don't know, like very dopamine like I
yeah,
don't know, focus. Yeah, it's very
yeah.
like ADHD, but I don't know if I actually have ADHD, but it's when I hyper fixate on something, it's all I can think about. And before and for the last year, it was like my business, and now it's just sort of like other things that sort of distract me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I really need to find something that's going to allow me to get my head back in the game. Often it is things like like new things that I can implement to you know get myself a little bit more enthusiastic about it.
Mm-hmm.
But Simon's always the first one to say, like, just do the shit to work. And it's always, keeps me on the place. I do find that hard sometimes when my head's not in the game. You know what I mean?
For sure, 100%, man. Are you doing everything for you still? Are you training? Are you doing all those kinds of
Yeah,
things still?
yeah, 100%. Yeah. And actually, the hyperfixation for me right now is running. So I'm
Yeah,
really
yeah,
like, I'm starting to get into running. And like at the moment, it's to the point where I feel like I just want to be running all the time. Like I want to be running now, but I can't.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yep,
I just
for sure, man.
that's just it's just not something I can do. So and then sometimes it just becomes like Call of Duty or it's fucking the next game that comes out or whatever.
Yeah, I
So
think we've all been there, 100%. We've all been there. I think it's really important to get up and start your day with the things you love doing most, and that's for everyone. Like that's for everyone. And for me, same thing. Like Fletch, every single morning, without fail, I will run
yeah,
every morning, right? Because I love it, and it's the clarity that you get from doing that. And then I'm like, okay, cool. I can't go and exhaust myself anymore because I've already pushed myself, so I don't need to go and do it again, right? So that'll just help you stay recentered throughout the whole day. I think
yeah,
staying centered, and this is like we talk about this all the time with the productivity in your actual work. We're probably only productive for 3 hours of the day
mm,
during we work. Would everyone agree? Like 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours of deep work, and then outside of that, it's just like you're probably getting 30 minutes of work done every hour or 15 every hour, something
yeah,
like that. I think for
yeah,
you, bro, it's like, I think possibly you've come back into working more in your business, right? Would you
mm,
say? Or it's looking like that
yeah,
anyway, the next couple of
yeah.
weeks?
But to be fair, I'm a lot more comfortable with that. Like
Okay.
that is my safe space. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I know that I'm in control, so I feel good
Yeah. Yeah.
when I am working in my business. Um, so that's also something I need to work on. But maybe it's not necessarily something that I can do, but maybe it's just finding the right person that I can put my trust in, or
Yeah.
maybe mentoring the right person to
There you
become the
go.
right person. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Right? Like it's through past experience, people get burnt as well, or they don't have a favorable experience with leverage. Like Ray has had one as well pretty recently with leverage. It seems to be, guys, like you got to remember as well within this industry, you guys are the cream of the crop. You are top, right? So a lot of people, they come in and they make all these promises, they're going to execute, they're going to become the best of the best under your team. They're full of shit, right? So it's like that 2 to 3 week period. We need to figure out if they're actually going to be suited to your team. But back to you, Fletch, and mindset. We'll go deep on mindset today, guys, as well, because everything is mindset at the end of the day, right? If you get up, you wake up and you go, all right, I'm on today, your day is 10 times better. That's just pretty standard. So for you, Fletch, what do you think? Let's say over the past, like you had your holiday, had your trip, you're probably away. How long are you away for? A few weeks? 2, 3 weeks?
16 days, yeah.
Yeah, 16 days. Did you do some reflection on that trip of what you want things to look like? Or was it almost like, are you still struggling to get out of holiday mode? How do you feel at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's just there's just been a few hurdles since coming back. I mean, I wanted to make this year the year that I'm in 2 locations, meaning
Yep.
that, it's going to be possible for me to do a 10K week. Those are my 2 goals, and like they sort of fit together. So that was like the goal for the year. People would ask me when I was back home, like, what's your goal this year with the business and that sort of shit. I'm like, well, I want to get to a point where I can operate in 2 locations and then therefore do my first 10K week. But there's it's a couple of things that sort of just, stunted the start of me getting back into it. Things like our price rise at the gym here has caused a lot of people to cancel, and therefore also causing a lot of people to not sign up. So new members, leading into the first couple of weeks of the year has been very low, which is bad because it's the new year. You know what I mean?
You'll find come Feb, like it'll pick up. People will come back.
Okay.
It's like, where are they going to go? But anytime is traditionally, though, a little bit more expensive than other gyms, I think, because it's more like communal.
Yeah, they just put their
community kind of
prices up to
thing.
like $25 a week or something.
Yeah, it's pretty hectic.
Which is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I've like my manager is leaving, and so I'll probably meet the new person today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, and it just doesn't. I don't feel.
Do you
I don't
struggle
feel
with
100%.
change? Struggle with
Yeah,
change?
a little bit,
I'm the
but
same.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
It's a new environment, right? And it's not what you initially left it as. That's why you've come back and you've gone, okay, things are changing. I'm feeling a little bit like out of whack here.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
100%.
and
Now,
it just threw me for a fucking loop. Like it just,
yeah,
like I was ready to go and smash it, and then I just couldn't. So then my brain just goes, I don't know, it just goes in like this weird fucking depression where it's just like doesn't want to do anything.
very similar. Very
Yeah.
similar, right? So, and for you and these goals, man, as well. So I want to get into 2 locations, make 10K a week. Without like a purpose behind that, it won't happen. So like if we look at that and that goal, ask yourself, why do I want to achieve that goal?
Mm.
Right? Because on surface level, sounds good. 2 locations, 10 grand a week. There's gonna be a lot of hurdles to get there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
I'll tell you the first thing that comes to mind is because I'm not going to stay in Cairns forever. We know that, and that was always our plan. I still see Cairns and still see this location and this business as a learning experience. So I want to try and make as many mistakes as possible,
Yep.
so that I can, do it again properly. That's sort of always been the thing, because I'm not going to be able to. I don't think that I'm going to be able to keep 2 locations running when I'm not there. You know what I mean? Unless I find the right person.
100%.
So the first thing we want to do after we move away from Cairns is do a road trip around Australia. That's been the thing since before we moved to Cairns as well.
Yep.
Something my partner's always wanted to do. And she just doesn't want to do it until she wants to do it when she's too young, basically.
Yeah.
So we need to do it in the next couple of years. Otherwise, we'll still miss that chance. I mean, not really, but
Yeah, I feel you.
that's it.
Yeah.
But I want to be able to, do that with a bit of freedom. So,
Okay.
So it's going to be make a decent amount of money, potentially build something with some sort of passive income. And get that done. But it's the biggest thing is trying to learn as much as possible in what I'm doing here, so that I can do it properly next time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So it's more learning experience now. For you, I think because you've been out of it for so long. It's what, 16 days, 17 days, and then you come back in and everything's changed. That just stalls momentum. Like
Mm,
if you're anything like me, you're big on momentum, and
mm,
like the world seems to go your way and the universe seems to go your way when you've been rocking and rolling for a long time and you're kind of like in this flow. It's like, you know what I mean? And
mm.
I'm the same. But at the same time, what changed for me was like, at the end of the day, guys, you need a reset, right? Like you need to just get some pen and paper out, Fletch, for you, and just write every single thing down that's in your head, right?
Yeah.
Everything goes down on the pen and paper. Now you write everything down, then you look at that and you go, okay, accountant tax, how important is it? Rank them all, 1 through 10, right? The next day, that list goes straight into your diary, right?
Mm,
Around the things you've already got going on. So you probably look at that list, there's probably 10, 20 things on that list. If we actually compress them into how long that's going to take you, it's not going to take 10, 20 hours, right? It might take a third of that, right? Or it might even take half. But then from there, it's about getting that first sign up across. It's about, you know what I mean? Like building little wins and momentum wins there. And then
mm.
for you as well, like looking at the business, what you want the business to look like running this business the way you want to run it as well, right? So I know you've been speaking with Si. Si said you've been going back and forth a little bit, like
Yeah.
so on Voxer, that kind of thing. Shoot him through updates every single day, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
no shit, like every single day, 5 minute update, where you're at, mentality, these kinds of things. He's so good with mentality,
Mm,
right? That's the same thing, like with me as well. When I was going through that phase of growing, and you're kind of in it's a strange spot. Like you have a trainer and you want to push for another one, and you want to make sure the business is profitable. And you'll be in the red for a bit. Every business goes into this phase where they're in the red when they're
mm.
hiring more staff, right? So in the future, they call them like it's like a growth or a foundation phase. Like you're really like solidifying yourself, and it's hard when you're in the red or you know the profit margin isn't there because you look into the future and go, oh my God, am I going to be screwed? Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
down the track, but
Yeah.
you're not, right? So for you, great opportunity to come back and look at the business overall and go, cool, this is what I want my prices to look like. If you want to do a price increase, you did that at the end of last year as well, like scaling it back, getting the books back in, getting rid of trainerize and running it your way. I think we just need
Mm.
to really wake up and create this life of like, I want to live this life. I'm good to go. Let's rock it, bro. Like smash
Yeah.
it out. And you,
Yeah.
bro, you create your own hours. Like honestly,
Mm.
like if you want to work from 6 to 12 PM as a PT, right? Everyone here can do those hours and get a leverage business.
Yeah.
100%.
Mm.
100%. And then go for a run, right?
Yeah.
Go for
Yeah.
a run, play some
Yeah.
COD, go and hit a golf ball. Like beautiful.
Yeah. So,
Right. So and that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. But it's about how people are like respecting their time and prioritizing their time, right? And living by the diary. At the end of the day, everyone's dreams here, everyone in the call, my dreams included, they're all based around my calendar. Like, do I execute what's written there?
mm.
Right? Because if you do, they're just like constant steps closer. But at the same time, I can't count the amount of times I looked at my calendar last year and missed what I had written in there.
Yeah.
People, I know you all did as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
100%. Everyone does it, right? So I think for you, bro, that slump is it's a very standard thing to have this time of year as well.
Mm.
Because you go back, your clients usually like your clients need to be pumped up this time of year. And like people say, oh, it's good because people sign up to the gym. They've just come off 2, 3 weeks of alcohol and drinking. Like they're in a
Mm.
slump as well, and they want to give up at the same time in a way.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. So, and then we look at that and they go, shit, they want to leave. And then it's like another pressure added on. It's all external noise. There's external noise everywhere. Right. It's not necessarily like that we start like projecting into the future and thinking about things that aren't happening. And you're probably doing the same thing a little bit, bro. You're like, this
Yeah.
isn't even
Yeah.
an issue right now. Right. So the
Mm.
accountant thing, you use Dave, don't you? And
Yeah.
the Stafford
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Send him a message. He'll get that sorted, right? Just send them through. And that's the same thing. Yeah, 15-minute kind of job where,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
That's it.
it saves you so much time. Now for you as well, and for everyone, like bookkeeping is a thing you can do. But I can't remember how much it costs to work with those guys. But they, without it being stressful on me, they just send me through everything, all the bills, that kind of thing. Now, if that's something that will take some like pressure off you into the future, 100% do that, man.
Mm.
Get that set up. Because they do have bookkeepers at the accounting firm that work
Yeah.
with Dave, right? So they
What
just
would
automatically link in.
what would that what do they do?
So they basically go in zero, right? Do you have
Mm,
zero? You'd have to have
yeah.
zero.
Yeah.
They manage all the accounts. Right, so they manage all the accounts, basically get all your subbies, like if you need to pay your subbies super, which a lot of people do because they work full time for us essentially, or they, it's the only job. All the tax, like I don't have to send anything through because they monitor everything, right?
Yeah.
So they'll just send me my BAS, what I need to pay, all that kind of stuff. That for
Yeah.
me is well worth whatever I pay.
I think I I think I'd really benefit from having some like advice all the time from an accountant.
100%.
So
100%.
like, is that is that something you get a lot more now that they're doing like your books?
Well, I've got Dave's phone number, so I just ring
Yeah,
him.
that's it. I feel weird doing that sometimes because they're not really like I haven't paid him anything ever, like at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It is a
yeah.
bit strange, but
Well, yeah, they're good dude. Like the bills, man, I would be not overdue, but they haven't sent me bills in forever as well. I get this bill one stage, I'm like, what's this for? Right. But it's
mm,
fine because I have his number, I can pick up and ask anytime. Right.
mm,
So I think for you, like some advice on how can you structure this car, how can you structure, you know what I mean? Like how can you benefit this through the business? How can you pay yourself a wage and take more and pay less tax and these kinds of things? That's 100% like stuff you want to be asking. And at the end of the
yeah,
day, they'll invoice you for it if it's too much. I've never been invoiced. Put it that
yeah,
way.
yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, all the accounting shit. I still always try and wrap my head around it, but just can't. Like I don't know.
And
There's
my
so much shit
solution is
going on.
don't.
Yeah.
I can't either. I can't either. Right. That's why we have them.
Mm,
So and simplifying it and dumbing it down for us at the same time. Right. So
yeah.
with this business and structuring your own businesses, guys, like when you get some cash flow, you're making 2-3K a week, like you're at this point, and even for you, Fletch, around that mark, start looking at like how much you want to pay yourself on a wage. You're on a wage, you pay yourself a wage every week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't pay it through like Payg yet, but
Yep.
yeah, yeah. I pay myself $1,000 a week.
Beautiful. All right.
Mm,
$1,000 a week. Like a lot of people say pay yourself last. I'm kind of leaning towards this framework of pay yourself first. Right.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what I do. It's not a diet, but it just comes out
Yeah.
each week.
Good. Right.
Um,
So,
mm.
and if you have that goal of like, I don't know, Fletch, savings, are you saving a lot of cash at the moment? Is that the goal?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, a little bit. I mean, obviously, I got to spend a lot of it on the car, but
Yeah.
that's the company's money.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Okay. Right. So that could be a goal for you, and that's for everyone. Financially, savings, getting yourself up a little bit, like just solidifying yourself. Do you want to go from $1,000 a week wage to $1,500 a week wage?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
For
Then you
sure.
kind of start pushing. And that was something like I had to fucking think about recently as well, because you go, okay, like I'm fine, but with fine is comfortable at the same
Mm,
time.
yeah.
I had this chat with Sai the other day as well. It's like our potential. Does it scare anyone else knowing that you could like don't not reach your potential? Fucking scares me.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%. Like scares the shit out of me. There you go, Dave. I'll get to you straight after this as well, Dave. Hey, scares the shit out of me, right? But at the same time, it's like you'll never get there with having these limiting beliefs, right? That all of us have. The difference between, honestly, Fletch, me and you, man, is probably mindset.
Yeah.
That's it. And
Mm,
believing you can be 10K a week and
yeah.
executing.
Yeah.
Because you know the program as much as I know the program. 100% you know the program as much as I know the
Yeah.
program,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. That's it.
Easy done, right? And you could probably take this webinar and coach everyone here. But the difference is like, all right, get up. What am I doing? Get it done, right?
Mm,
And even that, Layla Hormozy has a really good quote. It's like, fuck your mood, do the work.
yeah.
Really good, really good quote. Like,
That's it.
and yes, cool, like good quote. And yes, you need to acknowledge when like mentally and emotionally you're not in a great position and that kind of thing. But at the same time, I guarantee, Fletch, what would make you feel better is getting everything done on that list that's kind of like blocking
Yeah.
you
That's
up.
it. Yeah. It's probably not even that long of a list, to be fair.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's not going to take me that long. Like, and it's random shit as well. Like, my brother's getting married soon, and I got to write a speech, and like random shit like that. That's just sort of, you know.
Chat GPT. Yeah, perfect. Yeah,
But yeah,
that kind of thing. Yeah, 100%, man.
yeah,
I feel you
yeah,
for sure. For sure. Tick away this list, write it all down, pen and paper. For me, pen and paper wins every day of the
yeah,
week. Every
yeah.
day of the
That's why
week,
I
pen and
started
paper wins.
these journals, like these fucking
Yep,
training journals. It's just the best.
perfect. Done. Yeah, get it done, brother. Get it all out. And then same thing. update So use Simon as a dump
Yeah,
of like what you
yeah.
did the night before,
That's
the day
that's
before.
usually what I do. Yeah, I usually send
Yeah.
him like a message at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Um,
Beautiful.
yeah. So and to be honest, he sent me a lot of shit, and then I replied to like the last couple of messages he sent, and he was like, "Can you just reply to everything I just said?" I'm like, "Fuck, all right." He just sends me like 20 minutes of voice message, which is great, but it's hard to
Yeah.
reply to like absolutely all of them.
I got a tip.
Um,
3x speed. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like I don't really mind listening to it, but I think what I need to do is listen to one and then reply to it, and then listen to the
That's what
next
you
one and then
do.
reply to it.
What I want
Yeah.
you to do next time you reply to his messages, do a little title for what it was about, and then like when you're sending stuff as well, write what it's about, voice note. And that's what I do, right? So always
Okay.
listen to one, then get back to it, right? Because your
Yeah.
head's
Okay.
fried at the end of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, because he does say a lot of shit, which is all good, and it's good to listen to. So
Yeah, 100%.
yeah.
Yeah. Does that make you feel a bit
So
better? I think like
yeah, for sure.
it's just moving, bro. It's ends for everyone here. It's just moving. I think when we're moving, right, in terms of actually moving our body, but actually moving in our businesses and moving forward, we don't have time to feel like shit.
Mm. Yeah.
Honestly, like if you're constantly moving and progressing, it's very hard to be in a slump. I think stagnance brings a slump for everyone, right? Start thinking differently and these kinds of things. So that's what I mean by that calendar. Set it out, bro. If you need to run morning and night, do that. Right? Just
Mm.
don't overdo it. The worst
Yeah.
thing.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
No,
But
easy done, brother.
the other thing is, I think I'm over the next couple of months, I'm gonna do this solo with no trainers at the moment. I'm
Okay.
just gonna, yeah, I'm gonna drop Sean and not hire this other chip, and I'm just gonna,
Yeah.
yeah, get back into what I was doing before, and then at the same time look for the right person. I'm not just gonna hire anyone.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's my plan.
I like it, man. Same thing. Just keep Si in the loop. He'll obviously have his touch on everything. I think scaling it back and building the business that you want to build, and man, like working from 6 to 12, right? And then
Hmm.
going, you know what? I want to bring someone in and do the afternoons, and I'm not going to do that, right? The worst thing you could do is fill up your whole day again and just feel burnt, right? So
Yeah,
structuring it how you want to structure it will go a long way.
yeah.
100%. Cool.
Cool, man. Cheers.
Love it, brother. Done. Dave,
What's going on?
how are you, my man?
Yeah, not bad, man. Not bad. Pretty short weekend. Went out and played a poker game, placed,
Nice.
and then back onto it. Yeah.
Beautiful, mate. Awesome. I replied to your message as well. So, guys, I'm
Nice.
gonna
I've seen
gonna try and beautiful. I'm gonna try and get everyone's messages done before webinars, right? Just so I can kind of update you. But cover your coaching fast will be next for us, brother. And then obviously just sourcing the location, sourcing the gym. We go
Yeah,
from there.
yeah. Right, right. And I think the biggest thing, like I guess maybe it's that too, like what you were saying about the potential and also like the fear of failure. And
Mm,
like, my biggest fear right now is not so much a fear, more maybe just yeah, maybe it is a little bit. But if I find a gym that, oh yeah, we'll take you on board right now, you can sign on board, and then me, oh great, I've got an opportunity. I've been waiting for ages to get in, I'm finally in, and then, dude, listen, this is a really restrictive gym, and anything you want to implement, that's not happening. You just literally signed a contract to pay in money
there you
every month
go.
to get screwed over, and you're sitting there going, yeah, but I wanted to move to Queensland next year. I'm
Yep.
stuck in Sydney for another year, and I don't want to do that.
Yep.
Yeah,
100%, man. So this is why when you go in now, right? Like to any club for anyone, like even having chats with management, these kinds of things, bro, you just be completely honest with them and just say, look, I've been burnt in the past by clubs. When I come into a club, I want to be able to market myself as a PT. Number one, for me and my business, but more importantly, for you guys and the clientele, right? So they know what I'm about and I can help them. When you go in there and project that with, I like so much confidence. If they don't do it, they don't do it. And you say, no worries at all. Have a great day, right? I did that. And I know a couple of guys here would do as well and going around and finding location. So important that you find a club that's going to support you, right? And support you to grow at the same time. Contracts, these kinds of things with clubs now, they are getting tighter. At the end of the day, you can get out of a contract with any gym network pretty easy, right? They're not going to take you to anything, right? It's too much effort and too much time for them, too much money, right? So
I'll probably just buy and get rid of you. It doesn't work out, and that kind of thing. Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And one last question, man, and this is probably more of a broad-based thing. I mean, everybody on the call will probably hear it. Is, is in regards to like a franchise game, like an Anytime Fitness, or
Hmm.
I don't know, like all the other ones that are out there. But do you find that more restrictive working for something like that, or is it less? because you know what I mean.
I've
Like you was, and also
100%.
with Fletcher's core also, that, and this is probably obvious lack of experience to my end when he's saying that. Look, I'm gonna be in 2 locations at once. Is that more referring to physically being there, or just hiring someone and taking someone on board and then hiring
Gotcha.
that? And then
Yeah, so that's
where I'm
kind
a
of
bit.
where Fletch was heading, right? So for you, man, we're always going to be in one club initially till we get to that 2 to 3K mark.
Oh,
Absolutely.
right,
And
yeah.
like, yeah, even for me, like my club, World Gym, we do 10K in that one club, right? So you can be in that one club pretty easily. Now, for you as well, this is something we can add and ask the question, how many new signups do you get per week when you go into new clubs?
Yeah.
That'll dictate the flow, right? And obviously consultations, these kinds of things. Now, for you, any times within Pinnacle, I would say any times are one of our probably our number one most successful network to work with. Isaac's in any time, Fletcher in any time. So these clubs are really good. And if I'm steering away from clubs, sorry, Sandro, it's probably going to be fitness first. Sandro's in a good one. And then, sorry, Ray, good lives as well, right? So, and it's like traditionally, they're not great because they're so filled with trainers and the PTMs, so PT managers, right? They just want PTs in there because they'll get retention rates, retention bonuses, these kinds of things. Now, in Fletcher's club and Isaac's club, 1 to 2 trainers, you establish a good relationship with the manager, and you go from there. So for you, bro, what kind of gyms are around your area? Is there every gym or?
Well, there's pretty much most of them. They've got Anytime Fitness. They've got they don't have those well, what do you call it? The ones that you just mentioned, the Fit Life ones, or whatever
Yeah,
those are
yeah,
what they're called. But yeah, just the general ones. They've got a lot of those $5-20 gyms per week kind of thing, and then a few ones that are connected to like clubs and pubs and stuff. As far as
yeah,
like the big performance recovery one, they don't have anything like that around where I am. It's generally just a standard run of the mill. Go in
yeah,
there, a few stiff machines, a few, deadlift machines, and a few
yeah.
barbells, and that's it, and you're good to go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes. So even with these clubs, never look at the club and go, that's going to be a bad club to work in,
yeah,
right? Because there's real hidden gems.
yeah.
Throughout Australia, I guarantee there's hundreds of clubs where people could walk in and make 100 grand a year. All right. So for you, man, touch on it, like look at Anytime Fitness. Ask those questions, like get curious. Like how many members do you get sign up per week? How does it work? Do I get free sessions with these guys when they join up? They're great questions to ask, right? Because then
Mhm.
you can kind of see how you can run your business, right? Throughout
The
the whole
problem with
thing.
that is I think we've spoken about it before. I'd mentioned it in the past. Actually in the works of speaking with the New South Wales and ACT club manager at any time. I'd
Okay.
spoken last year and I said, look, I'm studying IT, doing a few other things before I can focus fully on my PT
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
I'll get onto it next year and all that stuff. But he said, look, in order for us to, we working with us, we've got a mentor program, meaning that you've got to sit here and do a bunch of theories on how we do our thing before we can even let you in the club.
Right.
And I don't mind it. I mean, it's how you want to do it, but I don't know whether or not once I've done that or what I'm going to do that and not apply for any other gyms in the next 6 months.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? Look, that's
Exactly.
where my issue is
Yeah.
because I need to make money, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
need to work. I
So
need to start building.
that's it, right? So
Yeah.
I think for us, go around to the 10, well, we say there's 5 to 10 locations around you, right? Ask them the same questions, get the same criteria, report them back to me, man. Then we'll be able to make a really educated decision on what's going to be best for you going into those
Okay,
clubs.
cool. Well, I'll do that today. Then I'll make a quick list and I'll actually pop in person, speak to the
Spot
club
on.
manager.
Spot on.
Instead of just making the phone call, well, he's not here at the moment, blah blah blah, and then flog me off. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm going to go in and just have a chat with him. But look, this is what I'm looking to do. What have you got?
Yep. Spot on, man.
You know.
Right? The quicker we can do that,
Yeah.
the quicker we get you in a good position, we start making cash. That's the goal.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Love it, mate.
100%. Yeah.
Great job, brother.
All right.
Great
Well,
job, huh?
no, thank you. Thanks
Easy
again.
done,
All
mate.
right.
Easy done.
Thanks,
Isaac,
Sophie.
my man.
Hey, bro. Basically had a fucking I told Nathan about it, but I didn't get a chance to tell you because I literally couldn't have. Basically, right as I was going to start the calls for the New Year's
Hamper.
hamper, all my leads
Yep.
set up ready. My girlfriend comes in my room and she's like, "I've booked us for a surprise cruise."
I saw that. How
I'm
was
like,
that?
yes, but also fuck because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know, like, and I was like,
Communication, come on.
yeah, I was like, okay, thank you so much, but fuck. So I didn't have time. I had time to call like 4 or 5 people because she was
Yeah.
literally like, pack your bag, fuck off. So I booked 2 people in for today, and I
Yeah.
got back yesterday at about 4 o'clock, literally as soon as I got home, I fucking pick up the phone and I called 4 more people,
Yeah.
which I had fucking long conversations, whatever. But I've booked in about 6. I'm
Nice.
already starting to see it like from some of them. It's like, oh yeah, that thing. It's like,
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
I couldn't text them. I was in the middle of the ocean, so I was like, I
Yeah.
couldn't send another text like, oh, it's coming up now. But I'm fucking getting it done now. Already booked in like 5 for today. So
Nice, man. Well done. Solid.
yeah. Also so you obviously know I told you like our manager, the ship manager, she left,
She
right?
left. Yep. Yep.
So then that person that I was friends with, like the sales chick, she's a manager now. She was a manager.
Cool.
Since
Perfect.
I was away, she left as well. So now there's a
Okay.
new guy, and then I haven't met the new guy yet. But I've been looking at the stories on the Anytime page, and they're all like out of whack. They posted this thing where it's like top 5 best tips for health and fitness, and it goes number 1, number 5, number 4, number 2, number like it's fucking he's not switched on. So I'm not
Right.
fucking like I'm not keen with that. I
Right.
just back to 0 new members leads as well.
Okay.
Not that I need them because of the thing,
Yeah.
but yeah, basically just fucking been mixed up and gonna start again from the fucking start now. So
Yeah. So all you can do, right? People stress out. Honestly, man, into the future, your girlfriend books a surprise cruise. Perfect. You drop everything and relax.
yeah,
Right. Straight away. Done. Switch off. I can't do anything else now. No need stressing out. I'll get back and call them when I can. Now, if you
yeah,
just execute that now, bro. Now the manager thing, you'll find like it's strange how quickly gyms go through managers. It's insane. I can't believe like people go through these roles in 2 weeks. Now this guy sounds like it's either goes one or two ways, right? He's probably going to be a guy that you're going to have to work with in terms of like building that relationship, or he's going to be a guy who just lets you do your own thing. That's what you want.
yeah. Actually, yeah,
Let you do your own thing, right? And just go in there, be happy, be bubbly, man, and make a good connection with him. That's all you can do with new managers, right? Like make sure their day is really good.
Yep.
Right. That's all we can do. And then from there, once we get out of these hamper leads, you kind of hint at the list. You know how to get the list anyway, don't you?
yeah. I can. I've been doing it myself. I'll do them. I don't give a fuck. I'll do it myself. I'll do what I
There you
need to
go.
do.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So nothing really changes. And it's the same thing with Fletch here. It's like new manager, new environment. And we start thinking about what could go wrong and what's going to be different than what it is now. Right. When really everything probably stays the same. It's just a different person running the show. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yep.
So for us now, man, like I would honestly probably get onto these guys ASAP. So throughout this week, how many people have you got to call? Be a lot there.
Oh,
Isn't
I've
there?
got like left. I've got about like 90 because
Yeah.
I've done about 10 calls, and
Yep.
a couple I haven't answered. I'll obviously call them back. But I got
Yep.
about 90 left. I'm gonna call them in the next 2 days. I have to because I'm running out of time. Like
Yep.
I know I got to do it. So
Yeah.
I'll
45 today, 45 tomorrow. Perfect.
fucking do it.
Yeah.
I probably not today because I got like 6 calls today, but like I'll do a
Yeah.
couple tonight. Right.
That's it, right? So with these guys as well, I probably wouldn't bother about double calling them. Do you know what I mean? So call them, send a text, right? Get them in front of you, get them reminded, and you will get those ones just traditionally. Like the amount of
Yeah.
stuff people enter this time of year, you got to remember as well, how much free giveaways are people entering this time of year? Heaps, right?
Yeah.
So the hamper, they go, oh yeah, the hamper. It's not necessarily a bad thing, right? They're just kind of like recentering. So for you, man, get them done, get them booked into the back end of this week and next week as well. And
Yeah.
man, there is solid growth there for you straight off the bat. Like straight
Yeah.
off the bat. I would expect us to go and add 1,500 to 2 grand to your business.
Yeah, I bloody hope so. As well, another thing I heard Fletcher say as well, but I don't like. It seems my gym's very dead. Like
Yeah.
I looked at the went into the gym last night. Obviously it's nighttime, but it's not as busy as normal. The other
Yeah.
PT has been texting me over the time, and he's like, "Yeah, bro. Like, you remember how I said that New Year's is the time to go?" He's like, "This year it's a little weird. There's like no one in the gym." And
Yep.
and I've had a look at the like the database, the Clubwise database and stuff.
Yep.
And essentially, now that I'm comparing it to the when I started, there was about 1,700 members. Keeping in mind when I signed up, they told me they had 2,500, which is
Yeah.
part of the reason I went there. But whatever,
Yep.
they had 1,700. Now they're at like 1,300.
Yeah, gotcha.
So I
So
think,
that
yeah,
would be off the back end of Christmas time, right?
yeah,
So probably not the best time to look at it. I would look at
Yeah.
it. I would look at your numbers if you're going to look at your numbers, like probably March,
yeah,
start of March. Feb, guys, is the month, right? And traditionally it just is because people get back from holidays. Like people are still cruising at the moment on cruises, you know what I mean? Like doing their thing. So I would look at it Feb. I think for a lot of us, this is why we run this strategy during December, like December, Jan, because traditionally these times are really quiet, right? So then Feb, March, things starts to pick up again. Everything starts flowing, right? So for you, bro, same thing. Don't worry about this little stuff. Sidetrack, right?
yeah. I
So
know. Just focus on the
purely,
main thing. Yeah,
there you go. Focus on what's in front of you and we'll execute that first. Cool.
Yep. Cheers,
Done,
bro.
bro. Great job. Sandro.
Cool. On that, just kind of going off when Isaac just asked the question, it kind of popped in my head. When you're calling these people and they answer, and you're sort of working through that script, how long is that sort of average call? Because I'm finding I'm ending up on the phone with this individual for about 5 minutes, if not a bit longer sometimes. Is
Yeah.
that am I dragging that out, or because
Nah.
they'll ask or what was that?
Not at all. Not at all. You're not dragging it
Okay.
out. So there you go. So Ray's the same. I think these guys are the best people to
Okay.
establish a relationship with,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So like dive deep. And when you're on your phone calls with people, it's actually really nice just having a genuine conversation with someone, right? So not so necessarily like firing through onto the next one. That's when you start to feel robotic. When you're like calling, 30 seconds phone down, go again, like smash it out. Have these conversations with them, get to know them, ask a few more questions. So I'm just asking why they're in the gym, what are their fitness goals, which is probably all part of the script, right? So no need, man. Don't start stressing about that as well. How's pickup rates? Have you had good pickup rates with the phone calls?
I've found calling last week. I was calling a lot between 1 and 3 p.m. I probably had about 8 and 10 people pick up,
Yeah,
or seven out of 10 people answer. And
beautiful.
obviously, I've had the few that haven't, but especially around 2 to 3 or like
Yeah,
1:30 to 2:30, everyone's sort of answering.
cool. Spot on. Like that could be your time as well, man. And like I've had periods as well. You call it 2 p.m. I don't know why is a good time, right? So like 12 to 2. Lunch breaks, I don't know, there must be something to do with
Yeah,
breaks at work, that kind of thing.
everyone's going for their Arvo coffee. I found.
Yep, Arvo coffee, beautiful, right? So they've got more time to work. They're probably out and about. So yeah, it's to work, sorry, to pick up and talk. So yeah, man, like it's solid, very, very solid that we've got those pickup rates and obviously booking them in for the consults. How's consult volume looking this week?
I've got 17 hours and I
Huge.
had 2 this morning.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
solid.
last night, just one had a family member pass away, and the other reckons he double booked himself. But I got him booked in next week, so
Cool.
hopefully he doesn't cancel that one. But yeah, just the
Yeah,
volume, like, and I find too, it's funny, like the last sort of 4 weeks with my approach to calls has been completely different. Like it's so easy now to just sort of start calling people, where before it'd be like, oh, they're not going to answer, it's late.
yeah,
Like last night, I had an hour of sort of free time between 4 and 5. I was just calling people, and I probably got through 10 numbers, and I had about 7 answers. When normally I would say to myself, like 2 months ago, I would have said, "Nah, it's Sunday Arvo, no one's going to answer."
yeah. It's that mindset flip. And you'll find as well, if you go into calls really optimistic that people are going to pick up, they'll pick up.
Yeah,
How weird's that?
weird,
Right? Whereas if
weird,
you go
really
in with a
weird.
shit mindset, they're not picking up. It's very, very strange, but I think it's that same thing. If you pour good energy into people, right? So if you show up, provide value with people, have pure intention, you want to change their lives, the big fella upstairs is going to help you out. Right, 100%. 100%. Right. So that's for everyone. And I think calls are traditionally hard because you've had a long day at work previously. So you've probably worked from 6 till 5. Then you've got to go and get on the phone. Right. So it's what we mean with actually like having your time and setting your time out. If you can, like we say, I guarantee people can work from 6 to 12 and be more productive than working 6 till 5. 100%. Right. So, making sure you have energy and you're in a good frame of mind before going and doing your calls. Like Fletch, going for a run, man, before I did my calls was a big one. Like big one, because you're just more optimistic. So for you, bro, 17 consults this week. Is that a PB? That has to be a PB. The most
Yeah,
consults you've
that's
ever taken.
huge, bro. I had like 12 or 13 last week,
Yep.
and about half of these are the second session from last week.
Yep.
So
Huge. Well done.
yeah, good week.
Yep. That's it.
And
So
then
we capitalize now.
one last question. So say obviously we take them through the presentation, say that it's not something they're keen on, would we give away the PT pack PDF that we have, that sort of like 50-page PDF? Is that something that we're okay, here you go, take this away and implement it, or is that something we're not?
I think it's probably over delivering. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're giving too much away for free. Right. So if they're not signing right after that whole experience, honestly, if I came in with the PT, did what we do, I'd be like, oh, I'm sold. Right. Because the people, like the value that you're putting into these people and giving them the time, if people can't read that, now, if obviously sales is a big one. I think a lot of people here kind of play themselves down in terms of their sales as well. Right. So you're all good salesmen. I hate the word salesman as well, right? It's a terrible word. But with that kind of thing, if you go 0 for 10, 10 or 10 to 15 back to back to back to back to back, and then you've probably got an issue with your sale, right? If you go 1 for 4, 1 for 5, right? You're converting at about 20%. And then then you get the next 5, give it 100%. That'll happen all the time, right? So for you, bro, just stick to your guns. I think when people don't sign, people want to change everything up. It's just it's human nature. Like, how am I going to fix this? How can I do better? A lot of the time, like, it's fine, right? It's just the couple of people that you've had. So I wouldn't provide any more value than what you already do, man. It's all there, and yeah, just execute what you've got there. Cool, done, beautiful.
Easy. Thank you.
Now, guys, obviously my intention with these webinars as well this year is just to give you guys value, not leave you here if you don't need anything at all and just kind of blabber on. Right now, is there anyone that needs anything at all? Right, before we kind of wrap things up here. Otherwise, we'll wrap it up, particularly for a Monday. Obviously, Tuesday sales, I'll probably go a little bit deeper. Everyone all good? Just give me a thumbs up if you are all good. Sweet, beautiful. You all good, Sam? Yep. Dave, all good. Beautiful. Easy done, guys. We will wrap things up here. All right. I'll see you guys all for sales tomorrow. Now, just like a side note as well, obviously, most of you guys would have seen the post in the classroom. Basically, if you're not in the webinars within 5 minutes, we just don't let people in. I probably had 3 or 4 people there that were late. Same thing. Like, we show up for our guys on time in terms of our clients. We just want to make sure that we show up, we execute, and keep a high standard across the board as well. All right. So always block this time off, block off 5 minutes before, you know what I mean? If you need to get back into an office and that kind of thing and get set up, we'll carry that into the future as well. All right, guys, I will see you guys all tomorrow. Let's get it done. Get those consults booked, eh? All right, see you later.